USA now, where the Senate trial to impeach Donald Trump has just begun for the day. Video footage showing the January 6 attack on Capitol Hill by Trump supporters has been played by House Democratic impeachment managers. The former president, who made a speech before that attack, stands accused of directly inciting the violent protest. Let's get the latest from our Washington correspondent, Simon Marks. Hello, Simon. So the trial is just getting underway, I believe, at this moment. What is expected to happen?
Well, so this is the day when the trial proper really begins, Sally, because yesterday was frittered away with what was frankly a pointless conversation about the constitutionality of the process. President Trump's lawyers, who many Republicans argue did a terrible job yesterday, were arguing that the trial in and of itself is not lawful because the Constitution doesn't allow the U.S. Senate to hold a former president, as Donald Trump is now, to account for his actions. But those actions were committed when he was President of the United States. He was impeached for them in the days prior to his departure from office. So it was always a foregone conclusion that the constitutionality of the process was going to be affirmed. So now the Democrats from the House of Representatives, the impeachment managers, they are essentially the prosecutors in this case, have 16 hours ahead of them to lay out the case that they believe proves that Donald Trump, through his inflammatory words and actions on the morning of January the 6th, incited the deadly insurrection that then unfolded on Capitol Hill at the hands of a mob of his conspiracy theory-believing supporters. There'll then be 4 hours during which the senators who are sitting in judgment, because remember the 100 senators are now essentially Donald Trump's jurors, will be able to ask questions of the Democrats. And then Donald Trump's lawyers will have 16 hours to present his defense, assuming that he's got one and that they can find a more effective way of making their presentation than they did yesterday. We're hurtling towards a verdict probably on Monday, and almost certainly a verdict to acquit Donald Trump, given that it would take 17 Republicans to cross sides and vote with the Democrats to vote to convict him.
So, Simon, I suppose the obvious question then is, what's the point? Because it doesn't look like he's going to be anything but acquitted. And also we know that he's not going to be appearing himself, but is he tweeting about it?
No, I mean, we're not hearing from him at all because, of course, he's off Twitter, although there were some accounts belonging to Donald Trump's friends and allies yesterday that did come alive with tweets that curiously were filled with capital letters and exclamation marks, very similar to the style of tweets that Donald Trump used to engage in when he was personally permitted on that social media platform. I mean, as to what's the point of this, well, Democrats say 5 people died on January the 6th on Capitol Hill as the cradle of American democracy was being invaded by Donald Trump's supporters. How could you not seek to have some kind of accountability for all of that? And remember that while Donald Trump can no longer be ousted from the presidency were he to be convicted at this trial, a conviction would still remove him from the political scene because it would ban him from ever being able to seek elected office here again. He couldn't run for the presidency. He couldn't even run for the school board in Florida, where he's now residing at his Mar-a-Lago palatial estate. So there is a potential point to all of this, but absolutely no indication that enough Republicans are going to turn against him because they're under pressure from Donald Trump's supporters not to engage in what would be interpreted by many Republicans as an act of treachery.
Gosh, just imagine Donald Trump on your local PTA. Thank you very much. Simon Marks coming to us live from Washington this evening. Coming home now, and our president will be hoping to inspire the nation this time tomorrow, but it seems South Africa is not in a great mood. At least that's according to a new survey. The COVID crisis, of course, taking its toll. Many people hoping for the best, but really expecting the worst. Let's get some detail.